I fell back in love with old school RuneScape about halfway through my PhD program. I was at the point where I had finished my coursework, and now I had to pass this massive exam. It was time to lock in. I had to master 3 areas of history. That meant a lot of reading. 100 books for my first field, and nearly as many books and articles for the remaining 2. I needed something to keep me motivated while I studied, and that's when I got back into RuneScape. It may seem counterintuitive, but grinding on RuneScape helped motivate me while I had to grind in real life. My little character could chop yew trees behind the Varrock castle, while I read about marriage strategies in 17th century Rome. She could AFK lobsters in Catherby, while I learned about the social tensions that led to accusations of witchcraft. And when I desperately needed a break from my book on Counter-Reformation cardinals, she could do quests that I'd never gotten to do as a kid. She could take on new bosses, try her hand at a raid. After I passed my exams, RuneScape still kept me company as I began researching and writing my dissertation. Now, my goal is to max my very first main account before I finish my dissertation and get my PhD. Let's see if I'm up for the challenge.
Hey everybody, long time no see. Sorry for not uploading in a while. I was off on a research trip in Italy getting archival materials for my dissertation project, so I've been a little bit busy, but I'm excited to show you a little bit about what I've been up to, both in RuneScape and during my archival trip. First things first, I've been spending a lot of time, or before I left I should say, I spent a lot of time doing AFK mining at Fallen Stars. So I've got a ton of Stardust, and I finally have enough to actually get the full Golden Prospector set. So that's the first thing we're going to do together. Yay! Oh my gosh, I love it. I see so many people with the full gold over at Motherlode Mine, and I just think it looks so neat. So, pretty cool to finish off this collection log. One more thing I recorded before I left, and actually before I got my new microphone also, so apologies, was a bunch of upgrades to my POH.
Don't be mad at me, just a few more completely impractical, expensive updates, you know? Like, don't even worry about it, you know what I mean? Raging Echoes was, like, what got me back into RuneScape, and I've waited for so long to use the rug that I got. I'm so happy I can actually put it down. There's the Xerx's Talisman that I just got that I was insanely dry on. And then put every teleport known to man in the Portal Nexus. Oh, I didn't need the boost, I have the Crystal Song. This is so cool! Oh, and it already comes with a whole bunch. I love that. Oh, no, those are just the ones that I can afford. Yeah, oh, cool, I can just Grand Exchange. I love this room. This is so cool. So cool. Oh god, I need so many bananas. Okay, well I don't want Varrock or Falador or Corund or Civitas or Camelot or Ardorn. I would love Barrows, that'd be sick. Oh, Lunar Isle might be really good. So I want this in a more centralized location. I think I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it here for just a second because I want the Portal Nexus since it has so many doors. This needs to go here. Oh, this is going to be so nice for Barrows! Are you kidding me? That's so convenient.
After much deliberation, I finally decided on a layout for my house, and I got all the upgrades that I wanted that I can get with my current GP situation and my construction level. So let me show you guys how it all turned out. This isn't necessarily a new upgrade to the pet area, but I have a whole bunch of pets now. Not any that I've actually like earned in a cool way, but I raised a whole bunch of cats and I love them all. I got the Ancient Altar as an upgrade, That was pretty expensive, but oh my god, the quality of life is insane. Just being able to switch to ancient spells and do Ice Burst whenever I want is like low-key incredible. I got the basic jewelry box, I got my quest list all set up, I got my pool all the way up to the Pool of Rejuvenation. It's not quite done yet, I think there's like one more tier, but that's pretty good for now, I think. I have my Portal Nexus all decked out and my Raging Echoes rug around it. Very happy with this. Fuck. I forget it keeps doing that. Okay, remember this time, don't click on the Portal Nexus. That's Grand Exchange. Right click, teleport menu. Okay, here are the teleports that I settled on. These are some areas of the game that are a little bit harder for me to get to. Well, except for the Watchtower, but I like it. I think it's pretty good. I have the Gilded Altar over here. Not that this is a place where I'm gonna really do, like, prayer chaining. I'd probably go to the Mass World for that. But it's nice to have. And then I made the layout so that rooms are a little bit more conveniently spread out. Because ideally I want to be able to teleport in, hit the Pool of Rejuvenation, and immediately go over to the Portal Nexus. That's, I think, the most efficient way to go about it, and how most house layouts tend to look. Less concerned with the more cosmetic parts of the house, I think, as most OSRS players are. But I don't know, I've always thought the house was a really cool part of RuneScape since I was a little kid, so I did want to keep, like, the iconic dining room, the parlor. I've got like the games room and the combat room, not that anybody really uses those anymore. Oh my god, and I didn't even notice you can't the butler literally can't get to his room. Oh no. Well, I mean, he's a demon, he can figure it out. I'm not super worried about it. So those are all of the house upgrades for now. It cost me a few mil, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to recoup some of that loss. Let's do that together next time. While I was abroad, I also did a whole bunch of AFK type stuff because I had just taken my laptop with me. Obviously, I couldn't take my big desktop computer, which is what I normally play RuneScape on. So I was thinking, what can I do that is pretty easy and like doesn't take a lot of computing power? And I settled on agility. So I ended up grinding out all of the termites that I needed to get the full Varlamore Graceful set. I did that while I was in Italy, and it was nice to have something just to like do after I was done with the archive every day, just something nice and chill so I could watch some YouTube and rest after work. And then I started accumulating more Marks of Grace because eventually I want to get multiple Graceful sets that I can have in different colors, so I can continue to work on collection logs while I'm training agility, because honestly agility is pretty boring, and having a collection log goal to accompany the sort of excruciating grind honestly makes it a lot better, and even kind of fun, because, you know, all of us RuneScape players are big number go up people, and seeing more and more Marks of Grace pile up in my inventory, or more termites, or more hallowed marks, which I'll get to in a little bit, that just sort of scratches the itch and gives you that little bit of dopamine. So that's what I did RuneScape-wise while I was in Italy. Obviously, I couldn't do very much interesting stuff, or at least I shouldn't have done very much interesting stuff that I didn't want to record, which is why I did so much agility. But of course, I did lots of interesting stuff while I was in Florence, and I'd love to share just a quick montage with you, and then tell you a little bit more in detail about what I did.
Stamattina mi sono alzato, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Stamattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invaso. Oh partigiano, portami via, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire. E se io muoio da partigiano, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. E se muoio da partigiano, tu mi devi seppellire, e seppellire lassù in montagna Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 seppellire lassù in montagna, sotto l'ombra di un bel fior. Tutte le genti che passeranno, oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 e le genti che passeranno ti diranno che bel fior, e questo è il fiore del partigiano. Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà. Questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà. Questo è il fiore del partigiano, morto per la libertà. Questo è il fiore del partigiano.
That song is called Bella Ciao, and it's actually an anti-Nazi and anti-fascist Italian song from World War II, from the Italian resistance to the Nazi regime and to Mussolini's regime. It's a very beautiful piece with a lot of historical meaning, and in this particular moment in my own country, it feels pretty relevant. The images you just saw are videos that I took from my time in Florence. I was only there for about 2.5 weeks, and I've been to Florence many times before, so I didn't take a bunch of videos of a bunch of different museums and do all of the touristy things. I was there just to work in the archive, and any museums I got to see was a little bit of a bonus. I spent most of my days in the Archivio di Stato di Firenze, the Florentine State Archive, where I was photographing for anywhere from like 4 to 6 hours a day, a whole bunch of documents from the Medici Grand Ducal archives. Medici Principato is the collection name. I was trying to get basically anything I could find that was related to the Grand Duchess of Tuscany, Maria Maddalena. She's a Habsburg, she's a Medici, she's the subject of my dissertation, and she was talking to everyone. So we're very fortunate that there's so much material that's been preserved related to her, but her epistolary record is just kind of massive. And she's not even one of the most well-documented people in that archive. I think all of the male rulers are significantly better documented than she is, at least those who lived comparable lifespans. But I was trying to collect as many of her letters and documents associated with her life, her travels, her involvement in Grand Ducal politics between Tuscany and Rome, and the imperial court in Vienna with the Holy Roman Emperor, who was her brother, things between Florence and Spain going on. There was so much interesting political stuff happening in the early 1600s. I'm interested in how Florence was a part of it all, and I think Maria Maddalena is particularly well situated to connect Florence to the rest of the geopolitical world, because she, being a Habsburg and a Medici, is related to basically everyone. And she's one of the only women rulers of Tuscany in history. Her and Christine of Lorraine co-ruled Tuscany together. So anyway, there's a bunch of cool stuff. I'm very, very, very fortunate that my work takes me to places like this to look at really interesting documents. But I did spend every day in the archive sort of crouched over a desk taking pictures of old dusty books. So, you know, in some ways it's cool like the movies, and in some ways it is sort of back-breaking, dusty work. And now, while I'm home playing RuneScape on my second monitor, my job is to go through all of the stuff that I just took pictures of, read it all, transcribe a lot of it, translate it, and try to make sense of it. So that's what I'll be doing for the next several months, and honestly, the next couple of years until I graduate. When I wasn't in the archive, I did thankfully get to have a little bit of fun. A friend actually came with me on the trip, so I promised her that I would take her to go see the Statue of David. Also, since I recently got a tattoo of the Statue of David, it seemed kind of fitting. And then by myself, I went to go see the museum that is Galileo's old family home. And I found it really interesting because I'd never been before. It's kind of a lesser visited, lesser known museum, But it's fascinating because his nephew and his grandnephew did some really interesting and careful and thoughtful work to commemorate not only Michelangelo, but the entire Buonarroti lineage. So the palazzo that they lived in was kind of a house and also kind of a museum in its own time, and obviously it is exclusively a museum today.
The Casa Buonarroti is kind of incredible because there's like no one here. It's me and like a handful of people who aren't in this exact room, so we can all see everything like really at our own pace, and I get like a lot of time to just kind of see everything. It's kind of magical. I kind of live for this stuff.
Okay, that's enough yapping about my travels and my research. Let's actually get into some of the more RuneScapey stuff. I've been really enjoying learning the Hallowed Sepulchre, and I feel like I've actually gotten kind of decent at it. With my agility level, I can only do floors 1 through 3, but I'm fine with that because floor 3 was hard enough to learn on its own. I've been at it for a few hours across several days, and guys, peep the collection log. Looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. I don't know why it says I only have that many hallowed marks, because I've purchased all of these things. I also found the strange old lockpick. I found all 3 pages for the floors I have access to. These items are really useful. It makes looting the graves a lot easier. Definitely still need to get the hallowed ring. I don't know that I necessarily need or want the hallowed token, but I'll get it just for the clog. And absolutely, oh my god, I want the entire full dark graceful set because this ain't really cutting it, you know what I mean? Like, the black one just looks so cool. So, I haven't done this in a couple of days, so let's see if I'm rusty, or how rusty I am, rather. I had a lot of fun learning it. It's not super hard once you get the hang of it, and it certainly helps that I've been putting down these tile markers to make things a little bit easier, just to remember where the safe spots are. But I still have to be aware of timing, and there are some, like... Oh, no, don't go there, don't go there! Ugh. I hate when I do that and I miss the grapple to loot the coffin. But it's whatever. The first floor is not usually very good for loot anyway. They've done the Hallowed Sepulchre a couple times in the Gillenor games recently, which is just, it's fun. It's just fun. It's fun to watch them do it, and it's fun that some people, like, who have quite a bit of experience can do something that looks very difficult fairly easily. And it's also really fun to see the people who are like, I don't even know how to fucking pronounce that shit, let alone do it. Like, I think it was Skill Specs who kept calling it the Scapulture or something, and it's like, it's so goofy. But yeah, they did it for one of the bannings a couple episodes ago, and then the most recent one, it was part of the 5-step custom clue scroll that Soup had made. I'm not going to give any spoilers as to who won those challenges or who got out in the bannings, but it was really fun. So, and you like RuneScape content enough to follow an extremely small, non-serious, like, OSRS YouTuber, then I think, you know, you probably would like Gillenor Games. Oh no. I was yapping a little too hard. My partner actually got me for Christmas, one of the small things that he got me was a Gillenor Games mug, which was just very thoughtful and cute. But yeah, big Gillenor Games fan. I don't like that when you grapple it, it doesn't default to like this middle tile because the pillars are on either side, so your character kind of gets confused. It's a little bit annoying. Yeah, once you get the timing down for this stuff, not a lot of it is super difficult. I don't really love like this section, for example, but because I can't just like click one tile and it's like, okay, I'm good. I actually have to pay attention to what stuff is firing when. I like that you get prayer experience, that's pretty nice. And thieving. You kind of get to train a lot of abilities here, which I think is good, but you just don't get to like do a lot of it. It's understandably mostly agility. Yeah, this one's the hardest, but once you get the hang of it, it's really not that bad. Like, once you learn it, you've kind of like got it, but learning it is, or at least for me, was quite difficult. So that's the end of floor 3. That's all I can do right now. Definitely a lot of fun. I totally want to go for the full black fit because it's a pretty long grind, but the black fit just looks so cool. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I just did the home teleport to Lumbridge because I was in Relica and they don't have a bank, so I was trying to access my bank. And look at all of the really cute decorations that they have for the RuneScape 25th anniversary. Like, Lumbridge is so cute right now. I love these banners. Oh my god, it's not just the castle, they've got it all over Lumbridge. Oh my god, these are so cute! Yeah, I love the flags. I love, like, that they're leaning into, and of course RuneScape's theming is all of this already, but I love that they're leaning even more into the kind of European, like, late Middle Ages, early modern period, like, Renaissance vibe. It's just so cute. Oh my god. This is so sweet. It looks like it doesn't continue throughout the rest of the castle. It looks like it's just, oh no, they got some balloons. And I know these aren't new, but whoever really looks at them, you know? Never seen that statue before. Yeah, there's actually like a lot of detail in here that I don't really tend to take the time to stop and appreciate. I like all the confetti, and I like the balloons. Oh, this is so sweet. That'll do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and for bearing with me while I was out of town. You can expect some more RuneScape content very soon. I have some plans for some videos on the Fractured Archive and what my predictions might be for that, given my archival experience, which obviously is going to be super different, but maybe still useful. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time.
Oh bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 partigiano, porta